Hi guys and welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing okay. It's very sunny here today, which is very nice and helps my mood. So as you've probably seen from the title, if you're a TikToker like me, I'm going to debunk some of the current trends that I keep seeing all over my For You page that I feel maybe need a bit more education, explanation and a bit of background information because they can be very misleading. Some of the videos have been not as misleading, but some, to people that don't know, just think that they can do these things and they'll instantly get results, and it's really not about that. So three that I really wanted to touch on is the whole drinking the chia seeds in water. I always thought that was pronounced Chia, but never mind, there we go, now I know. Weirdly enough, I was having this conversation with one of my clients a couple of weeks ago. I was like, is it Chia or Chia? They were like, I don't know. So there we go. So the chia seeds in the water with the lemon, and then how Pilates is the best thing to do to get results in a week or two. And the final one is cleansing your gut. So I'm going to start with the chia seed and go from there. If you're not on TikTok, I would say to get it. It's very addictive. I remember before the first lockdown, I was like, I will never ever get TikTok. And then lockdown hit and that. So I'm just going to download TikTok, see what the crack is. And then I was like, okay, like it's good, like, but I'll never make a video. And then weeks later, obviously in lockdown, I was like, I'm gonna give a video a try. And then now I literally love it, but it is very entertaining. So yeah, I would definitely recommend getting it. However, trends like this are why it can be bad, as I say, because it's a lot of misinformation. So first things first, the whole chia seed in water with the lemon. So the whole thing on TikTok that it's saying is about how if you drink this, it'll help you lose weight and, you know, lose body fat and all of this stuff. So the reason why I think people are saying that, obviously that's very misleading. That to people who don't know think, oh, all I've got to do is stick some chia seeds in some water, which comes to about 60 something calories, somebody said, and that's going to help us lose weight. I mean, the reason why people are saying it is because it'd keep you fuller for longer. So basically when you put chia seeds in like water or even yogurt or anything like that, they expand. So obviously if you drink that in the water, they're going to expand in your tummy and make you feel fuller for longer. So that bit's not actually a lie. However, I just feel, as I say, it's very misleading to people to think, oh, all I've got to do is drink this and I'm going to lose weight and continue eating however they're eating. And if you're not eating in a calorie deficit, you are not going to lose weight or body fat. And it's really important to know that no matter what you eat, like no matter what you drink, anything like that, whatever you consume, if you are not in a deficit, you are not going to lose weight. It's really, really important. That deficit can be created by eating less, or it can be by moving more, or a combination of them both. But it's really important to know that because, you know, drinking some chia seeds in some water, you know, as I say, it might make you feel a bit fuller for longer. It could be a bit of a placebo effect. You might think that it's going to make you feel that way. But I mean, my argument against that would be to eat a high protein meal, something that's again going to keep you fuller for longer, lots of volume, lots of veggies which are low in calories, so you get a lot more food, like a nice big meal. Lots of protein, which is obviously good for lean muscle if you want to grow your muscle to look toned, all of these sorts of things. And obviously it's going to be a lot more tasty than having some chia seeds in water. Now then I was getting backlash off that, of people saying, yeah, find me a meal for 61 calories. I was like, I don't want to eat a meal for 61 calories. If you're eating a substantial amount throughout the day, you can still eat a lot of food and have a significant amount of volume. You know, and still like be in that calorie deficit. Obviously everybody's calories are, you know, personal to each person, depending on activity levels and age, height, all these sorts of things. So it's really important to know that, you know, you don't have to just drink this like drink just to keep your calories low. And what often happens is that a lot of people think that they're under eating, and it's not just that. I mean, obviously you get metabolic adaptations out, that's another story for another day if you're eating too low calories. But what a lot of people tend to do is that they'll do all these sort of things like Monday to Thursday or Monday to Friday, and then it'll come to a weekend and they'll eat like thousands of calories, and then that takes them into a calorie surplus for the week. So, you know, they're eating, you know, above their, out of the deficit, so they're never going to lose fat. So while they might be eating in a calorie deficit through the week, what they're consuming on a weekend has taken them out of that, and it's what you do over the course of the week that counts, rather than just like what you do on one specific day. So sometimes like going and doing things like this with the chia seed thing and keeping your calories really low can actually have a detrimental effect, because then you start to get lots of cravings, and you know, you gets to the weekend, as I say, and you just go all out because you've restricted yourself all week. Now, I'm not saying don't do it alongside a healthy, balanced diet. I would always say to follow the 80-20 rule with your nutrition. So that's 80% nutritionally dense foods, so like your fruits, your veggies, whole grains, like fibre, all the micronutrients that your body needs, and then also stuff that your body fancies and is craving, like chocolate, crisps, all these sorts of things. It's really important to get that balance, and again, not cutting anything out that you do really love, like chocolate and stuff, because a lot of people say I can't have it in the house, but it's better to try and, you know, work on your mindset towards that, and, you know, being able to just eat a little bit at a time, because when you cut it out completely, that's when you can end up thinking, sod it, there's nothing stopping you going to a shop and going to get it anyway. So, you know, it's better to just try and work on that and just eat little and often, so that it's satisfying those cravings and you're not thinking, oh, I haven't had that for ages, I'm going to just have absolutely loads. So yeah, as I say, you know, if you did want to try the chia seed drink alongside that, be my guess, but it definitely wouldn't alone just help you lose body fat or weight particularly. So it's just something to keep in mind, and hopefully that explains that in a bit more depth. So the next thing that keeps popping up on my For You page is how Pilates is the be all and end all. Stop weight training, stop everything you're doing and only do Pilates. I've seen a couple that are like do weight training and Pilates and all this sort of stuff. Now, if you want to do Pilates and you like it, then be my guest. If you want to do weight training and Pilates, again, do it. I think exercise is about enjoyment, and if you enjoy it, that's going to make you stick to it, then you're going to be consistent, then you're going to get results. However, not one exercise is correct and is, you know, the be all and end all and the only way to lose fat. You can lose body fat, you can lose weight from doing weight training, you can also lose it from doing Pilates. However, the only way that you will, as I've already mentioned, lose weight and lose body fat is if you're in a calorie deficit. So, you know, you could be eating in a surplus and doing Pilates, it's not going to make you lose weight. You could be eating in a surplus and doing weight training, it's not going to make you lose weight. So it's really important to remember that there is not one particular exercise. Also, I'm seeing a lot of stuff again about people who are saying the results I got off Pilates in a week, the results I got off Pilates in 2 weeks, and it's a load of absolute shite. I'm just like, I can't, I'm just like, that is not just off Pilates. Like, if you feel good and you feel better for doing Pilates, great, but you cannot say that this is solely off Pilates, because it wouldn't just do it. Like, wouldn't give you results that instantly. Like, you know, that'll be as part of a calorie controlled diet again, but this is the problem with these kind of videos. Obviously they're just there quick, short, to get a quick hook to pull you in, and a lot of people think, okay, I've got to do Pilates and drink bloody chia seeds and water. It's just so frustrating. As I say, like, you know, it's all about enjoyment, and like if you like to do Pilates, you probably will get really, like, yield really good results from that. However, obviously that's alongside a lot of things, but again, if you love weight training and you want to stick to that, or, you know, whatever you like doing, whether it's just a sport or you like walking or running or HIIT training, if that's what you like to do, whatever it is that you enjoy, I think it's so important that you do that. Like, I'm a big advocate for weight training for so many reasons. There's so many health benefits to it. You know, it helps keep strong bones, it'll help you later on in life, and obviously helps you to be nice and strong. It's helped to give me curves because I'm a very much straight up and down person. So all of these different things, and not just the aesthetic benefits, obviously the physical ones too. But that's me, and that's what I really enjoy doing, and I do a bit of cardio. I do enjoy that. Like, I used to be very much a cardio girl, but I did actually enjoy doing it. So as I say, it's much better to do whatever you enjoy, but it's also important to know that not one exercise is going to, or type of exercise is going to make you lose fat or lose weight or anything like that. It's literally down again to either, you know, reducing your food intake or moving more, or a little bit of both to create that deficit to lose fat. Yeah, hopefully that clears that up. It's just important again as well. You might start to notice like some small changes with any exercise that you begin to do, and obviously if you've been eating in a calorie controlled diet, you will notice results probably within, or changes at least, but you won't get like exactly to where you want to be within a week or 2 weeks. And that's so important to remember as well. Like, it takes time, and it is better to do it slower anyway, because you want to lose fat. You don't really want to be losing muscle. You want to retain as much of that as possible. Again, especially a lot of people, when they want to lose weight, they want to look toned. So you want to keep that lean muscle, so that is what will help to do that. You don't want to eat into any of that at all. Whilst you may feel changes, you know, you're not necessarily going to get like to your absolute end goal within a week or 2 weeks of any exercise or any diet, to be fair. Like, as I say, you'll probably start to feel and notice a few little changes and start to feel better within yourself, which is great. But it is important to know to keep going, because a lot of these quick fixes, obviously they sell you that like you'll get there straight away, but they're not long lasting again, which is why it's better to do it slowly, more steady, and then you're going to get there, and then you can like retain that long term, which is what you want, rather than yo-yoing up and down, which can mess up your metabolism and cause more grief than what is needed. And also just the mental challenges that comes with that as well. Like, you want to be in a more positive mindset, so it's much better to do it slower and steadier rather than yo-yo up and down. It's just going to affect you physically and mentally, which is not what anybody wants or needs. So the final one is the gut cleansing. Now, I haven't seen this as much, I have to say, but one thing I really want to, you know, make clear to begin with is that your gut health is so important. I talk a lot about this myself. You know, it is very, very important. Your gut is linked to your brain, so what you're putting into your body can affect you mentally. There's lots of studies on this. So definitely would recommend looking after your gut health. However, these gut cleanse things are just outrageous. And again, it's about education and people understanding like why it's important to look after your gut, not just doing all these detoxes. You don't actually need to detox, like all these detox juices and stuff like that. You don't need to detox. Your body actually does that by itself. So you don't need to drink any juices and eat no like solid food in order for your body to detox. This is just one that really bugs me, because years ago, before I knew anything about this, I thought that that's what I had to do. Like, if I had a really bad big binge or I'd been away on a holiday or anything like that, I'm going to have to do a juice cleanse. I'm going to have to cleanse my body. So that's why I feel like, again, a lot of these videos like come across like this is what you've got to do to like kickstart your metabolism and all this other stupid shit that I keep seeing. And I just can't bear it, because I know I've been there myself, like so lost, clueless, just looking for the next thing that is going to help us get to where I want to be, and it never ever did. And even if it did, it would be quick like that and then it would change again. You don't need to be like torturing yourself by drinking only juices all day. Like, you need to be eating proper meals, like fueling your body, as I say, getting, like I said earlier, getting foods with like micronutrients in them. Like, you know, there's a lot of talk about your macros, like your protein, your carbs and your fats, but micronutrients are also just as important. Like, you know, your vitamins, your minerals, all those things. Obviously you can supplement them into your diet, but it is also important to get them from food as well. So again, people just want to like argue the toss, but you don't need to do any detox or juice cleanse or anything like that. The best thing I would recommend if you want to cleanse your gut and heal your gut is to just, again, start following that 80-20 diet. Like, you know, a lot of people talk about bloating, and like bloating is normal. Like, I eat a meal and I'm bloated, but it goes down, and I know if I eat certain foods I'll be more bloated, and that's just due to things in them. Like, I mean, a lot of like protein bars and things like that, it's just like not natural stuff, and I think everybody's got a slight intolerance and stuff like that. So if you really struggle with that, then I mean, I'd maybe say avoid them, or maybe look into it a little bit more. Obviously bloating is really bothering you, but I think to just start by eating more whole foods, like, as I say, more fruit, veggies, things that have grown from the ground, like whole grains, and getting a better balance in your diet would be the best way to go, rather than starving yourself with a juice cleanse, which I have tried to do before years ago, and it was, as I say, it was torture. It was awful. Like, I would never, ever, ever advise a client to do that. I would never do that again. Like, oh no. Like, it's just, and it's awful because, I mean, like, if you actually can manage to stick to it, I don't even think I did. It was that painful. By the end of the day, I just was literally not a nice person to be around. I felt like all I could think about was food, which again, you've got no concentration on anything in your day. Like, if you're at work and things like that, even to just be present with your family and be happy and in the moment, you can't do that because all you're doing is thinking about food. So again, it's really important to just, rather than trying to do silly things like that, is to just eat a little bit better, you know, like, as I say, get that 80-20 balance. And yeah, it might not be exactly 80-20 every day, but just trying to fill most of your day with lots of goodness and then making sure you have a little bit of what you fancy still. That'll be so much better for your body and your mind, so you're not like driving yourself crazy, like thinking about like what you can eat and stuff. And if you're fueling your body with like good foods that it needs to function optimally, and also having foods that you absolutely love and you crave, and that's also going to help you mentally. So just something to think about, and hopefully that kind of clears that one up. But your gut health is very, very important. I do think that I just feel like all these detoxes and cleansers like need a little bit more background information. So yeah, if you're a TikToker and you've seen any of those, hopefully that's cleared those up and makes a bit more sense. And even if you are not a TikToker, hopefully it's just give you some information, a little bit of education on those different topics. You know, it's not information that would go to waste even if you aren't on TikTok anyway. But yes, please like and subscribe if this has been helpful. If there's any other things you'd like us to debunk, pop them below if you are a TikToker, or just any sort of fitness myths. I'd be more than happy to go over those, give some like background information, some education, because that's the most important thing, and something that I really try to do as a coach and personal trainer is to give as much information as possible, because I always say knowledge is power, because the more you know, the better it is, because then you understand why you're doing it and it makes you kind of want to do it, rather than just like being told what to do and doing it. And if you're not being told what to do, then you won't do it. And that's like the problem sometimes with personal trainers. They just won't tell clients why they're doing that with them, so then they feel like they've got to rely on them and pay them forever and ever, and that's not the case. Like, I feel like, again, as a coach and a personal trainer, I don't want someone to be with me forever and ever. I want them to learn enough to be able to go off and do it on their own, and whether they maybe come back to be re-educated or for accountability or whatever that is, then that's totally fine. But I want to give my clients and as much knowledge as I possibly can, and I'm always trying to gain more myself so I can keep passing that on. It's so important to me. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this here. I'm on a waffle, I'm on a tangent. My links to TikTok, Instagram, and my online coaching are below. Any other questions, please pop them in the comments section and I'll get back to you. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this one, and I'll see you on the next one.